from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
An update coming today on Richmond Raceway and why U of R is offering free tuition to certain Virginia students. We'll tell you about those stories and more in today's Henrico News Minute. It's Thursday, August 29th, 2024. It's brought to you today by the Forward Foundation.
And now for the news.
Well, we'll learn a little more today about what's next for Richmond Raceway after NASCAR has removed its spring race weekend and sent it to Mexico City next year. NASCAR is expected to formally announce its entire 2025 season later today. A NASCAR spokesperson told the Citizen there would be, quote, good news, end quote, about Richmond Raceway. Presumably, that news will include details about the planned fall race at the raceway next year, which will remain part of NASCAR's Cup Series schedule. But there could also be details about potential Xfinity Series or Craftsman Truck Series races at the track next year as well. Other than the COVID-shortened year in 2020, next year will mark the first time Richmond has not hosted two Cup Series races since 1959. Beginning next fall, admitted students from Virginia whose parents earned a combined total of $75,000 annually or less will qualify for free tuition at the University of Richmond as part of the school's Richmond's Promise to Virginia initiative. UR began the program to assist qualified students from the state back in the 2006-07 school year, at which time the income threshold was $40,000. They raised that threshold to $60,000 beginning in the fall of 2014. The program also covers housing and food. Since it comes in the form of a grant, it does not need to be repaid. Earlier this month, U.S. Congressman Rob Wittman held a social media safety seminar at the Tuckahoe Area Library. Several panelists discussed issues of online safety, cell phones in schools, cyberbullying, and students' mental health. Henrico School's Director of Student Support and Wellness, Liz Parker, was one of the panelists and said that walking today into a high school cafeteria is much different than it used to be. The students sit together, but each one is individually focused on their own phones. A school system survey conducted back in February found that almost 50% of 3rd through 12th grade students said their schools had a cyberbullying problem, while 30% of parents agreed. Parker said one challenge for administrators is that things can escalate in schools very quickly and end up on social media, which amplifies things quickly. We can read much more from Wittman's meeting right now on our website from our Report for America education reporter Leanna Hardy. U.S. Congresswoman Jennifer McClellan visited Richmond International Airport earlier this week to celebrate $500,000 in funding that she helped provide the airport through Congress's Community Project Funding Program. The funding will be used for the East Side Apron 5 project, which is expected to allow for the expansion of cargo facilities and the construction of a second parallel runway at the airport. The money was part of a total of $15 million in federal funding that McClellan secured for 15 different projects in her district. Labor Day weekend begins tomorrow, and Virginia State Police will be joining law enforcement officials nationwide for the Operation Crash Awareness Reduction Effort, or CARE, which is designed to help reduce auto crashes and fatalities during that holiday. Preliminary numbers in the state show highway fatalities are at almost the same pace this year as they were last year, with 504 through August 15th, down just slightly from the 514 at the same time last year. Operation CARE will run from 12:01 a.m. August 30th to midnight on September 2nd and will feature increased police visibility and staffing statewide. Are you a working single parent in the midst of a financial crisis, or maybe know someone who is? Forward Foundation wants to help. Forward Foundation is a nonprofit dedicated to helping single parents who have children under the age of 12 and need child care but who are ineligible for Department of Social Services assistance because of income levels. Learn more at forwardfoundationva.org or by calling 804-840-8687. Forward Foundation, empowering action to move forward.